So find yourself in a tall, supportive seat. Whatever that looks like really doesn't matter. But find something where your feet are in line with your knees and your knees are in line with your hips if you're sitting on the chair. Obviously, if you sit on a floor, you can have your legs bent or long or whatever makes you feel taller. Look for length in your spine, all the way from your tail through your crown. Maybe roll your shoulders down and away from your ears again. If you're anything like me and my body gets like locked up for just absolutely no reason. It's no help at all. In fact, it gives me tension headaches. And then next time the shoulders are down, keep them down. Keep your elbows bent. Hands are resting, maybe one on each thigh, maybe one on the belly, one hand on your chest, whatever feels most comfortable. Take your chin slightly down and back. So you're looking for even more length in the back of the head and the neck. And then look slightly ahead of yourself and then down so that you can rest your gaze on something there that's not moving. Soften the muscles around your eyes and your jaw and your mouth. Kind of lock or freeze your attention on that spot ahead of you. And start to minimize movement. You're going to move a lot from your breathing and you might have to shift a little to become more comfortable. But in general, find stillness. And start to mentally separate yourself from what you were doing so you can come fully now into what you are doing. Start using your senses to ground and center yourself. So first, notice what you see, even if your eyes are shut halfway or all the way. Just name the shapes and colors maybe. Notice lights and shadows. Notice where the doors and windows are in relation to your body. Notice where the other people or objects are in relation to your body. Notice all the noises in the space besides my voice. Notice your own personal bubble of space, not just what's in front of you. Get a sense of what's behind you and to the sides of your body as well. Notice where air touches your skin versus where clothing is covering your skin. Notice the weight of your body in your seat. See if you can allow yourself to get heavier in those places where you're touching down, and also lighter through the spine, taller. Pelvis in and up, belly in and up, shoulders squeezing behind you very slightly, all in support of a tall spine. And notice your breath without changing it. Just kind of watch it in your mind coming in and out of your body. And notice how your breath feels today. Is it kind of choppy or kind of smooth? Does it feel easy or labored? Does it feel more deep or shallow? Is it quick or slow? None of this is right or wrong or good or bad. It's just qualities that you could pay attention to. And it's natural and sometimes automatic when you pay attention to the breath that it might start to change and lengthen a little bit, and that's fine. And now you could intentionally allow that to get even deeper and lower as you inhale. And as you exhale, preferably through the nose, but if not, then through the mouth as if you're blowing out of a straw. Let the air escape your body a little bit longer and slower than usual. Try that a few times without forcing it. Softening around the breath. Bonnie Cohen might say that you're yielding to the breath. Good. And you can let go of that, or you can continue this breath pattern through the rest of class, whatever suits you best. But next time you breathe in, open your eyes if you haven't already. You might take in the room around you. It's normal for the lights to appear kind of different than they did just a few moments ago. And if you're in a seat, scoot forward towards the edge of your seat so you have more room behind you and to the sides of you too. Plant your feet firmly. Whatever's touching the ground, push down into it to create more pressure. Whatever's from the waist up, let it be light and tall and supported. Maybe recruiting more muscular engagement now, maybe pulling in and up on the belly a little bit harder than you did before, maybe squeezing the shoulders just a little bit more. But again, we're not going for 100% energy in these movements. We're going for like 10-15% energy just to help hold you erect. Okay? Shoulders are heavy, arms are dangling out of your shoulders, but let them rest on your lap and your gaze stays forward. Eyes are open or shut, it doesn't matter. Inhale, get taller through the crown of your head. Exhale, let your right ear come towards your right shoulder. Stay here, or option to put the opposite arm on top of your head, kind of like you're reaching for your ear on top. And you can apply really gentle pressure with the elbow poking out to the side. Next time you breathe in, come back to the center. And exhale to the other side. Whatever you did on the opposite end, do it here too. Just stay and breathe. And notice the difference between the two sides. Next breath in, come all the way back to the center. Exhale, look to the right and pretend there's a little marker on the tip of your nose and draw circles over your shoulder. Go one direction a few times. It could be really small, it could be really big. But move mindfully and carefully, and then go the other direction too. Before you come back to the center, push into your feet, belly in and up again if you let go, and then inhale back to neutral. Exhale, look to the other side. Chest stays proud and broad. It's just the head moving over. And then draw circles here if you did on the other side. Go the other direction too, and remind yourself we're not trying to make the two sides equal or exact mirrors of each other. I would probably say that that's impossible to do. No two bodies the same, no two sides of one body the same. So just notice the differences. That's all we're trying to do, is just notice. Inhale yourself all the way back to the center, and then exhale, tuck your chin down towards your chest. Stay really tall and proud through the chest as well. It might help if you feel like you're slouching to pinch your shoulders again. Place your fingertips on the back of your skull, and to any extent, you can draw your elbows closer together in front of you. In some bodies, they might even touch. Take a couple really deep breaths now into the top half of your back, and into the chest and into the armpits. Act like your lungs are only from the pectorals up. Force your breath really big into the sides and the back of your body. You might even feel it in your shoulders and your neck. Good. Inhale your arms open, look ahead, and release your fingertips towards the sky so you're in like that goalpost shape. One at a time, roll your shoulders down a little bit further onto your back so you can squeeze them even more behind you. Belly in and up for support so you're not back bending or like exploiting flexibility in the mid to low spine. You want to really keep that strong so you stay tall. Even if you feel like you're back bending a little bit already, that's normal. Let your eyebrows look up to the sky. Maybe the eyeballs follow. Maybe your face follows and your nose turns up towards the sky. Imagine the elbows coming forward and the thumbs turning back. Keep squeezing the shoulders together. Keep broadening across the chest. Imagine lifting the heart up. Good. And then inhale, come back to neutral. So heart and chin point forward, gaze is soft again. Okay. Let your hands come down to your sides and identify your right hand. Next time you breathe in, reach your right arm around, either out to the side or up. If your arm goes up above the shoulder, lift the shoulder up far away from the hip as well, like it's trying to touch your earlobe. Inhale, spread the fingers apart from each other. Exhale, to any extent, lean over towards the left. Now you can reach the arm down towards the floor. You can hang on to the opposite knee for a little bit of leverage. That might be interesting. It drives the sensation to a different place. You can look forward, you can look down, stay for another breath, and make a lot of roundness in the sides of your rib cage. Yeah, even if you take the arm out of the equation, you can put it down. And just notice that round feeling. Next time you breathe in, come all the way up through the center. Get as long as you can before you exhale. Lower the arm back down. Take a breath in between. Notice what's left over so far. Let the spine neutralize before we do more asymmetry, different on either side. So now the left hand. Inhale, reach around and up. Good. Glue down from the hips down. Both hips stay in the seat exactly where they are. Inhale, pull the hands apart from each other. Exhale, lean over towards the right. Notice your heart. If it's pointing down towards the floor, see if you can back out 10% and then imagine opening the heart more to the front so the shoulders are more in line with each other. You can keep reaching. You can take your arm behind your spine. You can lift both arms up like you're holding a beach ball. Stay for one more breath. Big round shape. Belly in and up, push into your feet. Inhale all the way back to the center. And exhale, let your hands come down. Take a breath in between. Notice what's left over. Good. Hands on your knees or on your thighs. Next time you breathe in, pull your chest forward, belly comes forward, gaze goes forward and maybe up. Try not to crunch the back of your neck. Even if you look up pretty high, keep your neck long so you can talk like this. Notice how it sounds when I crunch the back of my neck. It constricts the front of the throat, ironically. So stay tall and long. Next time you exhale, round the shoulders behind you. Pull your belly button in towards your spine and let your chin and head get heavy and look down. Stay for a breath. Now move back and forth at your own pace. Inhaling to cow pose, belly forward, chest forward, gaze forward and up. Squeeze the shoulders towards the hips. Exhale, round the shoulders like a black cat on Halloween. Get really, really round like someone's pulling you back just from the shoulders. You could reach your hands in front of you too to exaggerate if you want. Don't switch to your cow pose until you start breathing in. And then don't switch to the cat pose until you start breathing out. And try not to get to the end until your lungs are super empty. Don't get to the very edge of your cow pose until your lungs are super full. Just notice what it's like to move the spine and breathe at the same time, trying to match them up. That's all you're doing. Matching them up as best you can without any judgment or stories about how good or bad you are at that. Two or three more rounds. Take your time. You can stay somewhere for a breath or two if it feels good or interesting or like you need it. Next time you come to a neutral spine, stay there. Good. Identify your right leg. Belly in and up for support. And then inhale, lift your right foot so that you can grab your pants or maybe interlace your fingers under your thigh. Start to kick through the heel of your right foot and then point your toes. Belly in and up the whole time. Flex your foot, point your toes, flex, point. Do you remember floint? Floint your toes. So extend through the top of the ankle, but pull the toes back like you're in a set of really high heels. And roll the ankle a few times one direction and then the other direction. Good. Place that foot back down. And other side. Inhale, lift the left leg, either grabbing onto your pants or hanging on underneath. Let the leg be heavy as you flex and point through the ankle. Stay tall through the spine as best you can. Soft through the face. Keep your breath moving in and out even if this gets challenging. And maybe you roll the ankle. The other way too. And carefully set that foot back down. Good. Take your right ankle and cross it on top of the left ankle. Let the knee fall open towards the right. That might be enough. You might push a little bit on the inside of the thigh. That might be enough. You could take the ankle on top of the thigh instead. It'll increase the intensity of the motion. The knee might be up super high or all the way down towards the floor. It just depends on flexibility and your bones and all kinds of stuff. Don't worry about it. But again, you could push a little bit on the inside, or you could really back off and just let gravity do the work here. Another option that I tend to prefer is to do like hip circles. So to take my whole body, my whole spine, like it's a spoon in a mixing bowl, and to mix the bowl. Big circles with my spine, just to move and drive sensation into other parts of the body. And go the other direction too if you're spinning. Good. Come to stillness. With or without the help of your hands, place your right foot back on the floor. And then do the other side. So left ankle on top this time, maybe on top of the ankle. You might push a little bit. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you take your ankle on top of the thigh. Knee might be super up. You could even hug your knee for extra support so it doesn't feel like gravity is like ripping you apart is kind of what it feels like. Or you could let gravity do its thing. You could squeeze with the strength of the hip and the glute on that side to intensify. Or you could push a little bit on the fleshy part, not on the knee. You could do circles. Just stay and breathe wherever you chose to be. And go the other direction too if you're stirring the bowl. My students yesterday were making fun of me because I always talk about food and cooking in class, and I didn't realize it, and now I'm realizing they're right. You can tell where my mind is. Okay, come to stillness. With or without the support of your hands, let your foot come all the way back down to meet the other one. Good. Take a big breath in between here. Just notice how the two sides are feeling. And now we're going to practice eagle pose, seated eagle pose. It'll get a lot deeper into the hips and the shoulders. And this is a really good practice for like bringing together opposites. It's great for creating balance in the body. And you could practice it standing and physically work on balancing on one leg too. So it's a really great like overall whole body kind of posture. And I feel like it helps me to, when I'm just trying to like come back to myself, get into my body when I don't feel super connected to my body. So let's try it. So let's do right leg on top. So your left leg is going to be your base, your column, and you keep your left foot firmly on the ground. You keep your left ankle firmly planted on top of the ankle. So don't let it kick out to the side. Make sense? So that's your column. Lift the right knee up and then let it come over. So you're crossing at the knees. Now I have to kind of like move myself a little bit after. That's okay if you want to adjust. But as close as you can, you want to stack the knees right on top of each other. Okay? And then without your hands, not assisting, you can just let them dangle by your side. Focus on squeezing the calves towards each other and squeezing the thighs in towards the midline. It might be a little uncomfortable. It creates pressure in different parts of the circulatory system and the fleshy parts of the thighs as well. But just notice what that feels like. If you find pain, just squeeze a little less or shift the flesh around. Like you might have to do some adjusting and see if you can hold. Some bodies, like I said, can wrap the I can't even show you if I forced it. They wrap the foot around the back of the calf. Some bodies do that. If yours does, hook the foot under the calf and still use it for more leverage. Okay, now we'll do the arms as well. So right knee is on top. That means right elbow is going to be on the bottom. So open your arms to that cactus shape. Bring the hands together and then shift the right elbow under the left and either give yourself a hug Or do that same squeezing motion with the forearms. So take the forearms towards each other, maybe the back of the hands touch. Some bodies can wrap the fingers around to touch the front of the opposite wrist. But in either case, you're pulling. Squeezing everything in towards the middle, soft face, lift your elbows up in space. Stay for another round of breath, just pulling everything in towards the center as tight as you can. And then inhale, open your big eagle wings. Exhale, let your wings come down. And with or without the support of your hands, unwrap your feet, let them sit next to each other. Notice anything left over. Good. Other side. So now your right knee stays stacked on top of your right ankle. Lift the left knee on top to any degree. In my body, this looks super different on each side. So don't be afraid if that's happening to you too. It's totally normal. Whatever degree of lining up the knees you can get, do that. And then actively squeeze the legs in, forcing them to use each other as leverage. But you're squeezing equally on both sides. Maybe the foot wraps around the calf. Tall spine, belly in and up still. Good. Inhale, open your arms to the cactus shape. Keep squeezing your legs together as you move your arms closer together. This time, left elbow under the right. Maybe give yourself a hug. Maybe that gets tighter and you're pulling everything towards the center. Maybe you wrap the hands around the wrist. Lift the elbows up a little bit, like more in front of your face, and keep breathing. Keep squeezing the legs towards each other. Soft face, deeper breath, one more round. Inhale, open your wings really big. Exhale, let your wings come down, and maybe you use your hands to release your legs. Make sure you have enough flesh on the seat, and you can kind of just windshield wiper the knees back and forth. And then come to stillness in neutral and just notice what's left over. Good. Last position of the day. We did a lot of pulling in towards the center and squeezing. So now let's do something really open and externally rotating instead. So open your knees wider than your hips and turn your feet out at kind of an angle towards the corners of the room. It doesn't have to be a split, but if it's comfortable, you can go as wide as you want. Good. Inhale, open your arms to that cactus shape again. Get as tall as you can from your tail to your crown and just stay here. Identify your right foot. And inhale, only lift up your right heel. Point your toes, push them down into the ground. Exhale, lower your right heel. Inhale, left heel. Exhale, lower. Do that again, one on each side. Go with your own breath. Maybe for the last breath, you try both at the same time. And then lower them back down. Good. Place your hands on your knees. I like to do it, you could do it with the wrists kind of turned in and the fingers pointing out. That's really hard for my body. I like fingers down towards the floor and elbows kind of out. If you end up a little hunchy, it's okay. Yeah? You're going to push into your heels and come up out of your chair a little bit just so you can press more into your hands using the weight of your body. You don't have to come up a lot or at all. Just push into the arms, and you might feel an intensening, maybe I made that up, but a more intense sensation on the inside of the leg, or maybe even up towards the groin. If it's down towards the knee, that's okay, but make sure it's not getting into the actual joint itself. If you feel pain there, I want you to back out. Good. Maybe you turn your right shoulder down towards the middle and push into that hand even more. And then you can inhale back to the center and try the left shoulder down, pushing more into the left hand. Kind of look over to the right. Look to the opposite side if you try that. And then inhale back to the center. Stay for one more round. Maybe once again you lift up your heels and balance on your tippy toes. And then carefully place the heels back down. If you were hovering, place your booty back on the chair, close your legs like a book, and then rock yourself all the way back into your chair so you feel fully supported again. Take a big breath like a glass of water. Fill up from the bottom to the top. And exhale, empty top to bottom. And notice what is left over so far. Good. Now is a good time to do any sort of movement we haven't done today or something you were really craving if you want more movement. I'll give 30 seconds of just play time. We didn't do a lot of twisting today. If you want to do a twist, maybe you kind of, what do you call this, helicoptering your arms back and forth. You could be still. You could reach your arms up overhead. You could fold forward. We didn't do a deep forward fold. You might try a child's pose. If you're folded forward, let your head get super heavy. So it's like a bowling ball on a string, just dangling. If you're doing something different on each side of the body, make sure you do both sides. Now is a good time to switch. And then start to make your way back to a neutral, tall spine in your seat. Maybe roll your shoulders down away from your ears again. Rest your arms in the arms of your chair or on your body somewhere. Remember, belly and chest are always a really good option. Let your gaze go ahead and slightly down, just like at the beginning of class, unless you want to close your eyes now halfway or all the way. That's always an option. Smooth out your forehead, unclench your jaw. Maybe you swallow. Let your tongue come off the roof of your mouth. Put your tongue in the bottom of your mouth and coat it in saliva. These are all little tricks to tell the nervous system that it's okay to start approaching a more meditative state of mind. And I'll offer a short guided body scan meditation to end class today, but as everything else is, this is optional. If you have a personal affirmation or a prayer or some other kind of meditation you're working with, now is a perfect time to incorporate that into your practice. But if you want to follow along with me, bring all of your awareness and attention just to the tips of your toes. You don't have to move them or find anything in particular. And then notice the bottoms of your feet. Notice the tops of your feet. Notice your ankles. Notice your lower legs. Notice your knees. Notice your upper legs. Notice your hips. Notice your buttocks. Notice your pelvis. Notice your belly. Notice your low back. Notice sides of your waist. Notice your upper back. Notice your chest. Notice your shoulders. Notice upper arms. Notice your elbows. Notice your lower arms. Notice your wrists, backs of your hands, palms of your hands. Notice all of your fingertips. Notice the spaces between your fingertips. Notice front of your throat. Notice back of your neck. back of your head, top of your head. Notice your temples, your forehead. Notice your ears, your cheeks. Notice your jaw. Notice your chin. Notice your lips. Notice your teeth. Notice your tongue. Notice your nose. Notice your right eyelid. Notice your left eyelid. Notice your right eyebrow. Notice your left eyebrow. Notice the space between your eyebrows. Now that you've noticed your body one piece at a time, become aware of your whole body together as one big piece. Good. Now let go of that. Become aware of your weight in your seat. Become aware of your breathing without changing it. I'll invite you to bring your hands together, either in a prayer-like position with your thumbs touching the center of your chest, or you can stack your hands, whatever. And look down or bow down towards your heart. And this motion is in gratitude of yourself. So as best you can, give yourself a sincere thank you just for showing up. Everything else was extra. And just remember, you have a body, but you're not just your body. You have a mind, but you're not just your thoughts. And you have emotions, but you're not just your feelings. When you're ready, your eyes can flutter open and up, hands can float down. And class is over. Thank you for coming. I'll stop the recording, and if there's anything you want to talk about, we can do that.